Okay. Tell me, are the voice and screen clear? All okay? Yes? Okay. So a very good morning to all of you. Good morning, everyone. Yes, good morning, good morning. Yes, good morning. Let everyone join. Fine. All right. Let everyone join. Yes, good morning, good morning. I gave you the homework of scalar vector and calculus. Hope all of you are revising the notes of scalar vector and calculus and making own list of formulae. When you make a list of formulae and when you write a formula in it, you should write the name of the formula, then the formula, and then what is each term. What is v? V is the velocity. What is s? S is, let's say, displacement. What is a bar? A bar is the first vector. What is b bar? B bar is the second vector. Okay, those things also. What is each term in the formula? That also you are expected to write. Okay, fine. So let's see what was the last point that we did. Okay, we were at instantaneous velocity. What is instantaneous velocity? That is very small displacement divided by very small change in time. So at given time, you will check what is very small displacement, dr bar, and at given time you will check very small time instance, dt, sorry, time interval, dt. So that is derivative of position. Instantaneous velocity is d by dt of r bar. R bar is the position vector. Dr bar is change in position. So this dr bar you can call it as displacement. So displacement upon time. Instantaneous displacement upon the time required for that displacement. At a given instance t, a very small time you will allow to change. So it is dt. In that very small change in time, there will be very small change in position dr bar, and the change in position means the displacement. So very small displacement upon very small time, that is instantaneous velocity. Of course, instantaneous velocity can also be written as instantaneous velocity is rate of change of position, d by dt, means time rate na, upon t hai na, upon dt hai. So it is d by dt, derivative of position with respect to time. Derivative of position with respect to time. Okay, fine. Now let me write it on the next page. You also write it down along with me. Now sometimes they write it as velocity as a function of time. You can also write it as, what is the meaning of this? Write down velocity as a function of time, v of t. How to read this? V of t. It is not multiplication of velocity and time. Velocity multiplied by time nahi hai ite. It is velocity as a function of time. Velocity as a function of time. So sometimes some people write v bar in bracket t. V of t means velocity is a function of time. Velocity is a function of time. Okay, is equal to rate of change of position. But position is also function of time. So x of t, x of t or r of t, d by dt of r, or dr by dt. But position is also function of time. Okay, meaning of this, it's simply velocity v bar. Meaning of r of t means position is a function of time. Time अनुसार position change होती है. Position is a vector. So r of t म्हणजेच r bar. R bar of t means r bar. V bar of t means V bar. Okay, so it's not multiplication of velocity and time. Here also it's not multiplication of position and time. Okay, it is simply position as a function of time. They simply indicate some additional information that position is a function of time. So R in the bracket t means R of t, V of t, or velocity as a function of time, position as a function of time. Okay, these are the additional additional conventions that you should understand. Okay, then write down instantaneous speed, instantaneous velocity. We wrote instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed at given time instance, what is the speed? At given time instance, what is the speed? And that can be written as instantaneous speed is the magnitude of instantaneous velocity. Very simple. Instantaneous speed is magnitude of instantaneous velocity. Okay, so instantaneous speed V instantaneous is equal to magnitude of instantaneous velocity. Magnitude of instantaneous velocity V bar, instantaneous velocity vector, त्याचा magnitude म्हणजे instantaneous speed. We are talking about instantaneous speed. It is magnitude of instantaneous velocity. क्या मोमेंटला किती velocity आहे बघा, त्याचा magnitude घ्या, you will get instantaneous speed. You will get instantaneous speed. Okay, so up to this, reply me in the chat box, clear and written. CW. Good. Fine. All right. So write down few more notes. Write down few more notes. Instantaneous velocity is vector. Instantaneous velocity is vector, but instantaneous speed is scalar. Speed हा वाला scalar है. Instantaneous velocity is vector, but instantaneous speed is scalar. Speed मात्र वाला scalar है. Okay, remember that. Okay, unit meter per second, meter per second. Okay, velocity असू दे, speed असू दे, average असू दे, instantaneous असू दे. The speed is speed, velocity, or instantaneous speed, instantaneous velocity. Unit will be always meter per second. Okay, unit will be always meter per second. Okay, so today we will solve some examples based on this concept of instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity. Okay, so chalo everyone write down question number 3. Question number 3. Okay, let me write down the question. Let me write down the data given in the question and let us solve the question together. Okay, the position of the particle moving along the x-axis. Position of the particle moving along the x-axis. Particle ची position कशी दिली आहे? X is equal to 5t square minus 4t plus 20. Position as a function of time. Time change झाला की particle ची position बदलते. Okay, x change होणार. If time changes, x will change. And the particle is moving only in one dimension. In one dimension means in only one direction. What is that direction? Sir, that direction is x. So particle is moving in the x direction. Maybe forward, backward, whatever. But particle is moving in the x direction only. So instead of writing the position as r na lita, now r is a general position vector, three-dimensional position vector. Position la r lito na apan, but that r is a general three-dimensional position vector. But right now we know that motion is not three-dimensional. The particle is moving only in one dimension. So instead of using letter r for the position, now people are using letter x for the position. Okay, sir, no problem. Unit of position, of course, position is basically the coordinate, so its unit will be equal to meter. The position of the particle moving along the x-axis is given by x equal to 5t square minus 4t plus 20 meter, where time t is in second. Time second मध्ये आहे, position meter मध्ये आहे. Okay. Find average velocity between 1 second and 3 second. काय विचारले बघा? Find average velocity. Slowly try to understand average velocity between time equal to 1 second and time equal to 3 second. Initial time 1 second दिला है, final time 3 second दिला है. Between this time interval 1 second to 3 second, what is the average velocity that we are asked? Okay, we'll try to find it out. B, find velocity as a function of time. Find, you have displacement as a function of time. Time नुसार position बदलते. You have the position as a function of time, and they are asking velocity as a function of time. Find velocity as a function of. Find velocity as a function of time. Okay. Velocity as a function of time. V of t. Also find its value, velocity की value. Also find its value. Just keep on writing. Also find its value when t equal to 3 second. Time 3 second असताना velocity ची value किती? Instantaneous velocity they want. Okay. Number C. Find acceleration of particle. पण बाळांनो अजून आपण acceleration विषयी शिकलेलो नाहीये. So for time being we will not write that point. Okay, we have not learned about acceleration. Write the C point as when is the particle at rest. When is the particle at rest? Particle rest ला केव्हा असेल? When is the particle at rest? पार्टिकल रेस्टला केव्हा असेल, म्हणजे कुठल्या टाइमला पार्टिकलची वेलॉसिटी 0 असेल. ऍट व्हॉट टाइम वेलॉसिटी ऑफ द पार्टिकल इज 0. ओके, स्लोली लेट अस ट्राय टू फाइंड इट आउट. ओके, स्लोली लेट अस ट्राय टू फाइंड इट आउट. Solution for the bit number A. Solution for bit number A. We want to find out average velocity between time equal to 1 second and time equal to 3 second. So we want to find out V average. But sir, V average is a vector average velocity. Velocity is a vector. Yes. But to represent the vector, we need magnitude and direction. Yes. Now for the direction, see, the particle is performing motion only in one dimension. आता तो एका लाइन वरती मूव व्हायला लागलाय. इट्स नॉट 2 डायमेन्शन, इट्स नॉट 3 डायरेक्शन, इट्स नॉट 3 डायमेन्शन. सो जनरली व्हॉट द पीपल डू इज दिस. जर 1 डायमेन्शनल मोशन असेल तर एक तर राईटवर्ड मोशन आहे किंवा लेफ्टवर्ड मोशन आहे किंवा अपवर्ड मोशन आहे किंवा डाउनवर्ड मोशन आहे. बट इफ द मोशन इज 1 डायमेन्शनल, इन्स्टेड ऑफ रायटिंग आय जे के, x साठी प्लस आहे, मायनस x साठी मायनस आहे. Instead of writing ijk, they use simply plus later for the rightward direction and minus later for the leftward direction. So automatically that velocity vector will be created, and to show the direction of velocity, instead of saying plus I cap or minus I cap, x direction है ना, so plus I cap minus I cap असं न म्हणत बसता, instead of plus I cap people will write only plus, instead of minus I cap people will write only minus. So only these plus and minus signs can also be used to represent the direction of the vector. But the condition is motion should be 1 dimensional. Motion 1 dimensional असेल तर डायरेक्शन साठी प्लस मायनस वापरलं तरी चालतंय. So V average as a velocity. Okay, we will find out the final position and initial position and change in time. We know average velocity is change in position upon time required. Change means always, remember, change means always final upon initial. Now sir, position symbol is R. So why you are not writing delta R? But R is a 3-dimensional displacement. R काय असते बाळांनो? 3 डायमेन्शनल डिस्प्लेसमेंट असते किंवा 3 डायमेन्शनल पोझिशन असते. ओके, बट हिअर द पार्टिकल इज मूव्हिंग ओनली इन एक्स डायरेक्शन. सो इन्स्टेड ऑफ शोईंग द पोझिशन ऍज लेटर आर, पोझिशनला आर न दाखवता I am showing the position as x. So change in position, that is displacement, upon time, that is velocity. Velocity ची definition काय आहे? Displacement upon time. So can I write final position minus initial position upon final time minus initial time? Change in position means final position minus initial position. Change in time means final time minus initial time. Okay, sir, here the final time we know 3 seconds. Here initial time we know 1 second. So tick mark करा. Final time माहित आहे, initial time माहित आहे. Okay, call this as equation number 1. Sir, we don't know what is final position, we don't know what is initial position. जे विचारले त्यासाठी पहिल्यांदा फॉर्म्युला लिहायचा. Then use the tick mark logic. Check what are the things that you know. Sir, we know the final time T2. We know the initial time T1. Sir, we don't know what is final position and initial position. So बाळांनो, आपण काय करणार? Now we are going to find out final position and initial position and we are going to put it in this formula. So काय करायचं बघा. We know initial time is 1 second and final time. Initial time 1 second आहे, final time 3 second आहे. Initial time, final time कळाला? आता initial position काढूया. At T1 initial time काय होता? 1 second. Or let us write it as when time is equal to initial time, when time is equal to T1, T1 ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे? 1 second. इव्हॅल्युएट करा हे फंक्शन. पोझिशन काय येते बघा. जेव्हा टाइम T1 होता, when T equal to T1, can I write the position is equal to x1? Initial position ला x1 घेऊया, टाइम ला T1 घेऊया, तेव्हा position ला x1 घेऊया. Therefore from this equation instead of x write x1. initial position काढा, is equal to 5 times initially time किती होता? 1 second. इथे टाका 1 second चा स्क्वेअर minus 4. initially time 1. So put here 1 plus 20. Tell me what is initial position. Time T1 असताना, T1 किती आहे? 1 second. Initial time ला position किती? What is the answer? So initial position calculate केली? Yes, all of you are giving the correct answer. So that is 21. Okay, initial position झाली. आता आपण फायनल पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट करा. At time equal to T2, टाइम T2 असताना फायनल टाइम किती आहे? 3 सेकंड. पोझिशन किती घेणार आपण? फायनल पोझिशन इक्वल टू x2 घेणार. We will take final position as x2. So instead of x write x2. फायनल पोझिशन 5. फायनल टाइम किती आहे? 3. So 5 into t square. टाइम रिप्लेस करा 3 सेकंड नी. 5 as it is t square minus 40 plus 20. सांगा मला फायनल पोझिशन. इनिशियल टाइम इथे टाका, इनिशियल पोझिशन मिळवा. फायनल टाइम टाका, फायनल पोझिशन मिळवा. Put the initial time, get the initial position. Put the final time, get the final position. बघा ते कॅल्क्युलेट करा. I want you to do that calculation, addition, subtraction, multiplication. You should get familiar with that calculation. What is the answer? Sir, answer is 53. Okay, answer is 53. This is of course in meter. This is position in meter. This is also position. It is in meter. Okay, SI unit. So final position मिळाली, initial position मिळाली. Let us use this data in the equation 1. आता x2 known झाला, final position is 53. x1 is also known, initial position is 20. So now we will use this data, final position, initial position in this, and we will find out average velocity, displacement upon time. Change in position means displacement, change in time means time interval. Okay, in this way you can solve this question. So let's write average velocity. Therefore, average velocity, of course, it is a vector. Final position minus initial position upon final time minus initial time. Final position किती आली आहे बाळ 53 minus initial position 21 upon final time 3 second minus initial time 1 second. Final position, initial position, final time 3 second, initial time 1 second. What is that answer? 32 upon 2 is equal to 16. आता plus 16 answer आला आपला. You can write it as plus 16. Velocity as a vector. Plus means velocity is rightward. Rightward direction plus न दाखवतात, leftward direction minus न दाखवतात. Answer minus आला असता तर velocity ची direction leftward आली असती. Answer positive आले, so velocity ची direction rightward. So 16 meter per second. So everyone will reply me now in the chat box. Is this bit number A clear to all of you? Small c. पहिला bit clear झाला का बघा. Final position काढा, initial position काढा. टाका इथं final position minus initial position upon final time minus initial time. Change in position means displacement and final time minus initial time means time required. Small c. Everyone. Check करा, यायला पाहिजे तुम्हाला. Good. Next, bit number B calculate करूया बाळांनो. बघा काय bit number B? Sir, we have to find velocity as a function of time. Okay, we have displacement as a we have position as a function of time and we have to find out velocity as a function of time. Given time la velocity किती? Okay, चलो let us find out. Velocity as function of time म्हणजे instantaneous velocity चा formula विचारला. Velocity as a function of time means formula for instantaneous velocity. We know instantaneous velocity. आता काही लोक त्याला v of t असं पण लिहितील. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लेम. v लिहितील, काही लोक v of t लिहितील. We know velocity is rate of change of position. But sir, right now the particle is moving in only x direction. Okay, only one dimensional motion. So instead of writing letter r, r is a 3-dimensional position. We will use only letter x. Okay, काढा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह बाळांनो, किती येते बघा. d by dt of velocity काढतोय आपण as a function of time. जे velocityचा फॉर्म्युला, instantaneous velocityचा फॉर्म्युला येणार आहे आता. d by dt of x ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे बघा. What is x? 5t square minus 4t plus 20. x ला पुट करा. Rate of change of position is velocity. 5t square minus 4t plus 20. आन्सर सांगा सरांना पटकन. डेरिव्हेटिव्ह, आय थिंक डेरिव्हेटिव्ह येते तुम्हाला, राईट? We have done so many questions of derivative, so this is not a big deal for you. Chalo everyone do it. Derivative of each term can be found separately. Constant into variable, constant can be taken out of the derivative. T square ची derivative with respect to t, just like derivative of x square with respect to x असं होणार ना ते. T square ची derivative with respect to t म्हणजे x square ची derivative with respect to x. T square ची derivative to t. Again this is constant and this is variable. Constant can be taken out of derivative. Derivative of t with respect to t 1 येणार. This is constant. Derivative of constant is 0. Everyone do it and reply me in the chat box. What is the answer? Derivative of each term can be found out separately. Plus minus ला separate झालेला term म्हणायचा. This is a term. This is a term. This is a term. Because there is plus minus sign in between. So minus d by dt of 4t plus d by dt of 20. Everyone, what is the answer? Derivative. Everyone should be able to find out derivative. Okay. Scalar vector chapter केला आपण. Scalar vector calculus. 5 is a constant taken out of derivative. D by dt of t square Even this can be done orally. याचा आन्सर orally पण सांगता यायला पाहिजे. These steps should not be required. That much practice you have to do. Read the notes properly and revise the notes properly. This 4 is a constant, T is a variable. Okay, Arya is saying there is problem in the voice. Is there any problem in the voice? Everyone please tell me. All okay? All okay. Fine. So Arya, I think that's your internet connectivity problem. Just don't worry, I am recording everything. Okay, just don't worry. I am recording everything. You will not lose anything. चलो हे बाळांनो हे सांगा कॅल्क्युलेशन करताय ना कॅल्क्युलेशन 5 आउटसाइड द डेरिव्हेटिव्ह t स्क्वेअर इनसाइड द डेरिव्हेटिव्ह 4 आउटसाइड द डेरिव्हेटिव्ह t इनसाइड द डेरिव्हेटिव्ह प्लस डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ कॉन्स्टंट आता कॉन्स्टंट इनटू व्हेरिएबल इट्स नॉट कॉन्स्टंट इनटू व्हेरिएबल इट्स ओनली कॉन्स्टंट डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ कॉन्स्टंट इज 0 5 as it is t स्क्वेअर ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह 2t t raised to n ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह n into t raised to n minus 1 just like d by dx of x square आता आपल्याकडे d by dt आहे instead of letter x now we have the letter t same rule you will apply x raised to n ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह n into x raised to n minus 1 मग t raised to n ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह n into t raised to n minus 1 n किती आहे 2 आहे t raised to n n into t raised to n minus 1 minus 4 derivative of t means t raised to 1 derivative of x with respect to x 1 असते derivative of x with respect to x 1 so derivative of t with respect to t that is also 1 plus 0 no need to write 5 into 2 that will be equal to 10 t raised to 2 minus 1 means t raised to 1 t raised to 1 means only t minus 4 so the answer is 10t minus 4 that's the formula for instantaneous velocity or velocity as a function of time instantaneous velocity mana or velocity as a function of time mana that's the formula of velocity as a function of time 10t minus 4 try to understand you should be calculating the answers easily derivative आठवते आठवत नहीं है how many of you remember derivative reply me in the chat box yes no how many of you remember derivative yes no it was just previous chapter 5-10 days before we did that derivative integration do not get confused in the formula make a own list of formula remember the formula each and every formula and revise all the notes properly and then go for the solving of scalar vector and calculus and while solving if you need to refer the notes in that case refer the notes chalo next we have to find in the same bit b मध्ये आणखीन काय करायचं आहे find its value that is it means velocity value find the velocity value when time equal to 3 second time 3 सेकंद असताना velocity ची व्हॅल्यू कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं सांगतो let's do it on the next page 10t minus 4 आले velocity as a function of time काय मिळाले 10t minus 4 now you have to find you can call it as velocity as a function of time you have to find velocity at t equal to 3 you can write it as velocity in the bracket when t is equal to 3 means instead of time put 3 you will get the answer time ची value 3 टाका velocity ची value मिळवा put the value of time get the value of velocity so 10 in the bracket 3 minus 4 30 minus 4 that will be equal to 26 or plus 26 meter per second that's my answer clear and written CW very simple velocity as a function of time माहित आहे मग टाइम 3 सेकंड असताना वेलोसिटी किती काय नाही टाइमची व्हॅल्यू 3 टाका and get the value of velocity put the value of time as 3 second and get the value of velocity टाइमची व्हॅल्यू टाका velocity ची व्हॅल्यू मिळवा put the value of time and get the value of velocity it was this simple next point is when the particle when the particle is at rest. When is the particle at rest? When is the particle at rest? When means कुठल्या टाइमला? At what time? When is the particle at rest? Particle rest ला केव्हा असेल? कोणत्या टाइमला particle rest ला असेल? So we are asked value of time when particle is at rest. म्हणजे त्याची velocity 0 ना बाळा. Particle rest ला म्हणजे velocity 0. When the velocity is 0, that time is equal to what? When is the particle at rest? कोणत्या टाइमला particle rest ला असेल? कोणत्या टाइमला particle rest ला असेल? काय फॉर्म्युला ऑफ velocity? सर 10t-4. ठीक आहे. You know the value of velocity and you are asked the value of time. Particle is at rest. Rest म्हणजे velocity 0 असणार बाळा. So put here 0. 10t-4. Put this -4 on the left hand side. That will become +4. तिची व्हॅल्यू किती आली बा? सर 4 as it is and this 10 in the denominator. 4 as it is लिहा. 10 ला पाठवा डिवाइड करायला. Answer will be 0.4 second. That's my answer. Reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Are you getting it? Write down it, understand it. Rest means त्याची velocity 0. आणि velocity 0 कोणत्या टाइमला आहे असं विचारलंय. When is the particle at rest? Everyone understand it, write it and then reply me in the chat box. बघा ते. Next, let us solve few more questions based on the same concept. Observe here. Which value तीच असणार. आता V ची व्हॅल्यू तीच असणार ना. म्हणजे when is the particle at rest? Particle rest ला केव्हा असेल? कोणत्या टाइमला particle ची velocity 0 आहे? velocity ची व्हॅल्यू 0 टाकली आणि टाइम ची व्हॅल्यू मिळवली आकाश. What you are asking? आता V ची व्हॅल्यू तीच असणार म्हणजे V equal to 10t-4. अरे V equal to 10t-4 हा जनरल फॉर्म्युला आहे. गिवन टाइमला वेलॉसिटी किती त्याचा जनरल फॉर्म्युला आहे हा. गिवन टाइमला वेलॉसिटी किती त्याचा जनरल फॉर्म्युला आहे. तुला विचारलाय टाइम कोणत्या टाइमला पार्टिकल रेस्टला असेल म्हणजे कोणत्या टाइमला पार्टिकलची वेलॉसिटी 0 असेल. रेस्टला म्हणजे नॉट इन मोशन. मोशन नाही आहे म्हणजे वेलॉसिटी 0. सो ज्यावेळी वेलॉसिटी 0 होतीये तो वेळ विचारलाय. द टाइम ऍट विच वेलॉसिटी इज 0 और पार्टिकल इज ऍट रेस्ट. व्हेन इज द पार्टिकल ऍट रेस्ट हा जनरल फॉर्म्युला आहे ऍट एनी गिवन टाइम. वेलॉसिटी एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम. ओके. नेक्स्ट, on the next page write down question number 4. Let me read the question and let us model the question here. You also do the same. Position of the particle moving along the straight line is given by. Position of particle moving along the straight line. Now particle is moving only on the one line, only on one straight line. So instead of giving the position as r, people give the position as x. काय पोझिशन? t² - 4t. पोझिशनचं युनिट आहे मीटर. द टाइम इज इन सेकंड. फाइंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट अँड डिस्टन्स ट्रॅव्हल्ड बिटवीन. काय विचारलंय बघा. फाइंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट अँड डिस्टन्स ट्रॅव्हल्ड. slowly try to understand. And distance traveled between. Find displacement and distance traveled between t equal to 0 second and t equal to 3 second. डिस्प्लेसमेंट विचारले. डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज चेंज इन पोझिशन. सो टी इक्वल टू 0 ची पोझिशन काढा, टी इक्वल टू 3 ची पोझिशन काढा, इनिशियल पोझिशन काढा, फायनल पोझिशन काढा, फायनल मायनस इनिशियल पोझिशन काढा आणि डिस्प्लेसमेंट सांगा. टेल मी व्हॉट इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. टेक 1 minute and tell me what is displacement. That is change in position. That is final position minus initial position. करा फायनल पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट. फायनल टाइम ला फायनल पोझिशन, इनिशियल टाइम ला इनिशियल पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट करा. Initial time is given to you, so call this t as t1. Final time is given to you, so call this t as t2. Initial time is given, final time is given. Displacement is change in position, so final position minus initial position. Change means always final minus initial. ते प्लस आलं तर प्लस, मायनस आलं तर मायनस. प्लस मीन्स राईटवर्ड डायरेक्शन आणि मायनस मीन्स लेफ्टवर्ड डायरेक्शन. वेक्टरला जर प्लस न दाखवलं तर वेक्टर राईटवर्ड डायरेक्शन मध्ये आहे, मायनस न दाखवलं तर लेफ्टवर्ड मध्ये आहे. इन्स्टेड ऑफ रायटिंग प्लस आय अँड मायनस आय, people write only plus and minus. Everyone try it, do it. Everyone do it. Calculate final position, final time ला final position, initial time ला initial position. -3 आहे +3 आहे ते बघा. Answer, so unit meter पाहिजे. Ultimately it is displacement, so unit will be meter. Unit is going to be meter. Okay. So काय करूया, इनिशियल पोझिशन काढूया पहिल्यांदा. फ्रॉम दिस इक्वेशन इनिशियल पोझिशन ला x1 म्हणूया. व्हेन टाइम इज t1, x1 इक्वल टू इनिशियल टाइम ला इनिशियल पोझिशन कसं काढणार. इन्स्टेड ऑफ टाइम पुट 0, राइट इट लाइक दिस. at t equal to t1 we have x equal to x1. So therefore जेव्हा टाइम t1 आहे तेव्हा पोझिशन x1 आहे. सो पोझिशन x1 इक्वल टू टाइमची व्हॅल्यू टाका t1. t1 किती आहे 0. सो 0 स्क्वेअर मायनस 4 इंटू 0 किती येते 0. 0 स्क्वेअर मायनस 4 इंटू 0 इज 0. इनिशियल पोझिशन इज 0 मीटर. ओके. at t equal to t2 we have final position x equal to x2. We have final position x equal to x2. So x ला x2 टाका is equal to final time ला t2 टाका. What is t2? t2 equal to 3. t1 0 आहे, t2 3 आहे. So instead of t put 3, t square 3 square minus 4 into t. t किती आहे 3. That will be equal to what? 3 square is 9 minus 12. Answer is -3. So that is the final position. Therefore displacement delta r लिहित नाही आता मी. r is a 3-dimensional vector. Now the motion is only 1-dimensional, so use 1-dimensional letter, that is x or y or z. आता x घेऊयात. So instead of writing delta r for the displacement, I will write delta x for the displacement. That is final position minus initial position. Final position is -3. Whenever you do the replacement, put a bracket. Whenever you do the replacement, put a bracket. Final position -3 minus this minus sign here. Initial position 0. So -0, no need to write. Answer will be -3. Answer will be -3. Okay, answer will be -3. All right. चेक करा, डिस्प्लेसमेंटचं आन्सर आलं -3. ओके, आता काय विचारलंय, डिस्टन्स ट्रॅव्हल्ड पण विचारलंय. Now what do you think about distance traveled? This is very interesting question now, because displacement depends only on final position and initial position. Shrey is saying same distance. Okay, may not be correct. मला सांग बाळ, इनिशियल पोझिशन आहे 0. Let's say initial position is 0. Devi is saying 3 meter, may not be right. Initial position 0, final position -3. If the particle went exactly initial to final like this, then displacement is -3 and distance equal to 3. पण बाळांनो असं झालं असेल तर, पार्टिकल असा गेला आणि असा गेला तर, आता बोला, इनिशियल पोझिशन 0च आहे, फायनल पोझिशन -3च आहे. Now the distance will be more than the displacement. Displacement's magnitude are 3, but that may not be equal to the distance, because particle may have traveled like this. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Distance may be in this case more than 3. Particle काय असंच गेला असं नाही. Reply in the chat box. Are you getting it? Do you know the particle went like this? No. Particle may have went like this. So in that case, the answer will be different. Okay, let's try to find out the answer. Now, to find out distance, sir, what to do then? Very simple. Check whether the velocity initial time किती होता 0 second, final time किती होता 3 second. Okay, so इथे time होता 0 second. Now listen to me carefully. Here the time is 0 second, here the time is 3 second. If the velocity is always negative, the particle will travel only like this. The velocity always is negative आहे 0 to 3 second पर्यंत. Let me do it on the next page so that you can understand that concept. Rightward direction plus leftward direction minus. Time है 0 to 3 second. Let's draw the line of motion. Let's write the value of time. When time was 0, position was 0. When time is 3 second, position is -3 meter. Now you have to understand, if the velocity of the particle is always negative means always leftward, the path of the particle will be like this. But if the velocity is initially positive, so it will initially for some time will move it like this. Then its velocity will go on decreasing. The velocity will become 0 and the velocity will reverse the direction and now it will become negative. Adi velocity positive आहे. Positive direction मध्ये velocity म्हणजे particle is moving rightward. That velocity will go on decreasing. The velocity will become 0 here. And now the velocity will reverse the direction and now the velocity will become negative. If velocity becomes negative means particle traveling leftward and then it will reach here. And then it will reach here. म्हणजे बाळांनो जर velocity 0 होत असेल, टाइम किती होता 0 होता आणि इथं फायनल टाइम किती आहे 3 सेकंड आहे. म्हणजे वेलॉसिटी जर इन बिटवीन 0 आणि 3 मध्येच कुठेतरी 0 झाली आहे, कुठल्या तरी टाइमला जर वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली आहे, याचा अर्थ काय, म्हणजे वेलॉसिटी पॉझिटिव्ह होती 0 झाली आणि मग निगेटिव्ह झाली. इनिशियल पॉइंट आणि फायनल पॉइंट ठरलाय. इनिशियल पॉइंट अँड फायनल पॉइंट इज प्री डिसाइडेड. इफ द वेलॉसिटी बिकम्स 0 इन बिटवीन, मध्येच कुठेतरी 0 होते, आधीचा टाइम आणि फायनल टाइम, इनिशियल टाइम आणि फायनल टाइम 0 आणि टीच्या मध्येच जर वेलॉसिटी कुठेतरी 0 होत असेल, इफ द वेलॉसिटी इज बिकमिंग 0 समवेअर बिटवीन टाइम इक्वल टू 0 अँड टाइम इक्वल टू 3, 0 सेकंड आणि 3 सेकंडच्या मध्येच कुठेतरी 0 होतीये, इट मीन्स Initially velocity was positive, so particle was moving rightward, then that velocity went on decreasing, then it became 0, and now the velocity became negative, so particle moving leftward, and then it came here at time equal to 3 seconds. If the velocity is not becoming 0 in between time 0 and 3 seconds, 0 आणि 3 सेकंडच्या मध्ये velocity कुठेही 0 होत नाहीये, it means the velocity is always negative and the particle traveled always leftward. Velocity negative म्हणजे particle traveled always leftward. In that case, the distance will be equal to simply magnitude of displacement. मग त्या केस मध्ये 3 मीटर म्हणायला हरकत नाही. In that case, you can say 3 meter. Is this clear to all of you? First possibility. Reply me everyone in the chat box. There are two possibilities for the distance. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. There are two possibilities for the distance. ज्यात एकदा वेलॉसिटी 0 होऊन आधी पॉझिटिव्ह मग 0 आणि मग निगेटिव्ह, आणि सेकंड केस आहे ऑलवेज निगेटिव्ह. और फर्स्ट केस इज ऑलवेज निगेटिव्ह अँड सेकंड केस इन बिटवीन कुठेतरी 0 होऊन रिव्हर्स होते. सो दॅट वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड. ओके, आता बाळांनो कसा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व्ह करायचा ऑब्झर्व करा. नाउ एव्हरीवन ऑब्झर्व दिस, हाऊ टू सॉल्व्ह दिस क्वेश्चन. We have position as a function of time. What is the position as a function of time? T square minus 4t. काय करायचं बघा, ऑब्झर्व करा, मेथड समजून घ्या. T square minus 4t. Velocity 0 केव्हा होती? When the velocity becomes 0. चेक करा. If that time is between 0 and 0 second and 3 second, it means this is the path. Okay. So find out velocity. Velocity is rate of change of position. So d by dt of x. D by dt of x. What is x? X is t square minus 4t. Okay. So derivative of t square 2t minus as it is 4 is a constant. Constant out of derivative. Derivative of t with respect to t 1. So answer is 2t minus 4. So this is the value of velocity. Velocity is 2t minus 4. Now check at what time velocity becomes 0. Check at what time velocity becomes 0. So put v equal to 0. V equal to 0 put kara. 0 is equal to 2t minus 4. 0 velocity la 0 put kara. 0 equals 2t minus 4. So therefore 2t is equal to 2t किती येणार? हा -4 लेफ्टला पाठवा +4. 2t equal to -4 on the left side. That will become +4. Implies that time equal to 2 second. 2 second या टाइमला, या टाइम डिस्टन्सला वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली बाळा. इनिशियल टाइम दिलाय 0, फायनल टाइम दिलाय 3. तुमच्या टाइम इंटरवलच्या इन बिटवीन समवेअर टाइम 0 अँड टाइम 3. पण टाइम t इक्वल टू 2 सेकंडला वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली आहे. सो इथे टाइम किती असणार बाळ? वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली आहे, तुमच्या मोशनच्या इन बिटवीनच वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली आहे. अरे 0 झाली म्हणजे आधी पॉझिटिव्ह मग 0 मग निगेटिव्ह ना, बिकॉज इनिशियल पॉइंट अँड फायनल पॉइंट आर फिक्स. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? झिरो झाली आहे. फायनली तर तुम्ही लेफ्ट जाणार आहे म्हणजे फायनली वेलॉसिटी निगेटिव्ह आहे. मध्ये 0 झाली आहे म्हणजे आधी पॉझिटिव्ह पाहिजे. फायनली तर तुम्ही लेफ्टला जाणार आहे. इनिशियल पॉइंट इथं आहे, फायनल पॉइंट इथं आहे, म्हणजे फायनली तर तुम्हाला लेफ्टला जायचं आहे. मध्ये वेलॉसिटी 0 होतीये, सो इनिशियली मस्ट बी पॉझिटिव्ह, सो इट मस्ट बी मोशन लाईक दिस. सो ही केस असणार आहे, सेकंड पॉसिबिलिटी वाली केस असणार. सो वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली आहे इन बिटवीन 0 अँड 3 सेकंड. 2 सेकंडला वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली आहे. सो हिअर टाइम इज इक्वल टू 2 सेकंड. ओके, सो आता काय करावं लागेल बाळ? आता आपल्याला बाळ पोझिशन्स कॅल्क्युलेट कराव्या लागतात. वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट दी पोझिशन्स टू फाइंड आउट दी टोटल डिस्टन्स. दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट, दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट. Okay, here the time was 0, here the time is 2 seconds, and finally here the time is 3 seconds. Okay, time ची value लिहिल्या. Here the position is 0 meter, here the position is -3 meter. What is the position here? Time equal to 2 असताना position calculate करा बाळांनो. Let us draw this on the next page. Up to this, reply in the chat box, clear and written CW, so that we can move on to the next page. Understand this question carefully. Check करा यात काय डाउट आहे का तुम्हाला? In between somewhere, velocity is becoming 0. That we are concluding here. Good. So आता काय करावं लागेल बाळ? Total distance travel calculate करायचं आहे. Particle was initially here, it will go here, then it will come back like this. Like this. Motion is going to be like this. Okay. Let us call this point as A, this point as B, this point as C. At point A, time 0 है, position पण 0 है. At point B, time equal to 0 है, position calculate करा. At point C ला time आहे 3 second, position आहे -3. Find out 2 second ला. At point B ला time किती सांगितला मी आपण किती सांगितला 2. इथे velocity 0 होणार. आधी पॉझिटिव्ह आहे म्हणजे राईट वर्ड, 0 झाली निगेटिव्ह झाली म्हणजे लेफ्ट वर्ड. सो टाइम इक्वल टू 2 सेकंड ला पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट करा बाळांनो. पोझिशनचा फॉर्म्युला काय दिलाय? पोझिशन इज t² - 4t. t² - 4t. टाइम t इक्वल टू 2 सेकंड ला पोझिशन किती आहे बघा. टाइमच्या ऐवजी 2 टाका. इन्स्टेड ऑफ टाइम पुट ॲज 2. काय काय ते बघा रे. Check. What is the answer? Answer is -4. Not +4. Answer is -4. Okay. Answer -4 आला. Interesting. इथं 0 आहे, इथं पोझिशन 0 आहे, इथं -3 आहे. मग इथं -4 कसं येईल? -4 इथं असेल. Will the -4 be here? No. इकडे कसा -4 असेल? इथं तर 0 आहे पोझिशन, इथं -3 आहे. -4 तिकडे पाहिजे, -4 इकडे पाहिजे. सो रियल पाथ बिकॉज ऑफ दिस माइनस साइन ना, रियल पाथ बघा बाळांनो काय गंमत आहे. रियल पाथ विल बी इनिशियल पोझिशन x इक्वल टू 0, t इक्वल टू 0 ला x इक्वल टू 0 इनिशियल पोझिशन, देन t इक्वल टू 2 ला -4. बर, पार्टिकल वेंट लाईक दिस. काय गंमत आहे बघा. t इक्वल टू t किती झाला? t इक्वल टू 2 झाला. पोझिशन किती आहे? x इक्वल टू -4. बर, x इक्वल टू -4. and finally the particle will return from this and will come to x equal to 3. Sorry, x equal to -3. समजा लागले का बाळांनो? इथं x 0 आहे, मग इथं -4 होणार टाइम 2 ला, मग टाइम 3 ला x equal to 3 होणार. आर यू गेटिंग इट? ऍक्च्युअल पाथ कसा आहे बघा. yes, no, reply me in the chat box. Actual path, real path, not even this. It is actually this. कारण टाइम t equal to 2 ला पोझिशन -4 यायला लागली आहे बाळा. Everyone will reply me in the chat box. Is this path clear to all of you? टाइम t equal to 0 ला पोझिशन 0 आहे, ते काढले आपण. टाइम t equal to 3 ला पोझिशन -3 आहे, पण टाइम t equal to 2 ला -4 आली म्हणजे राईटला नाही गेला सर, लेफ्टला गेला पार्टिकल. पहिला लेफ्टला गेला, वेलॉसिटी 0 झाली, मग राईटला आला. इनिशियल आणि फायनल पॉइंट तर फिक्स आहे. काय गंमत आहे बघा. एव्हरीवन रिप्लाइंग इन द चॅट बॉक्स. Clear and written up to this. Slowly try to understand. मजा येते अशी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करायला. Good. Chalo. So write down. So total distance traveled. Total distance traveled will be what? This is point A. This is point B. 0 to -4, and let's say this is final point C. So distance AB plus total distance traveled equal to distance AB plus distance BC. Distance AB plus distance BC. AB distance किती असणार? This marking is 0. This marking is -4. So -4 - 0 -4. But distance is always positive. So +4. AB distance किती आलं? 4 आलं. This marking is -4. This marking is -3. -4 and -3. So this marking minus this marking. -3 minus -4. किती येणार? -3 minus -4. What is this distance? Answer will be minus plus. Answer is +1. Yeah, marking मध्ये distance किती ना? Here the marking is -4. Here the marking is -3. So this marking minus this marking, or this marking minus this marking. So the answer will be +1 or -1. But it is distance, so we will write always positive. So total distance traveled is 5 meter. Yes, no replying in the chat box. Check करा बाळांनो. So in this question, it was little bit tricky calculation involved. We did it. Check केला आपण. In between velocity 0 होते का? In between velocity 0 झाली. Time t equal to 0 आणि time t equal to 3 सेकंड. लास्ट पॉइंट बघ. लास्ट पॉइंट मध्ये काय केलंय? A पासून B पर्यंतचं डिस्टन्स काढलंय. A to B डिस्टन्स कसं काढणार बाळ? इथलं मार्किंग काय आहे? x इक्वल टू 0. इथलं मार्किंग काय आहे? x इक्वल टू -4. x इक्वल टू 0 टू x इक्वल टू -4 किती डिस्टन्स असणार? -4 - 0. दिस मार्किंग मायनस दिस मार्किंग. -4 - 0. -4 - 0 किती येणार? -4. पण बाय डिस्टन्स लिहायचं आहे. सो वी नोट +4. And this distance, point B to C distance. B to C distance किती येणार? A to B काढलं plus B to C. This marking minus this marking. So -4 minus -3, or -3 minus -4. This marking minus this marking. So -3 minus -4. -3 minus -4. So minus plus. -3 plus 4. That is +1. So हे distance किती आलं? +1. So पहिल्यांदा 4 मीटर इकडे ट्रॅव्हल केले लेफ्टला, प्लस 1 मीटर राईटला ट्रॅव्हल केले. So 4 meter plus 1 meter, that is equal to 5 meter distance. Is that clear, Shri? Yes, good. Slowly we will solve the tricky questions as well. Slowly. Next, let us try to solve this question as well. If possible, you try to solve it. Number 5. A car moving on the horizontal road whose position changes with the time. You are given the car and the position of the car changes with the time according to the relation as position is given as x letter. Okay, no problem, sir. 3t square plus 1. Compute its average velocity. Compute means calculate. Compute means calculate. Calculate average velocity. करा बाळांनो, सॉल्व करा. Calculate average velocity. Average velocity करायचे. डिस्प्लेसमेंट अपॉन टाइम करा, टोटल डिस्प्लेसमेंट अपॉन टोटल टाइम, find out initial position, find out final position, all those things. Compute its average velocity. They have given the formula of average velocity as change in position upon time interval. Formula is also given in the question. Change in position upon time interval. So change in position delta x upon delta t. Change means always final minus initial. Final position x2, initial position x1, final time instance t2, initial time instance t1. Velocity करायची, path काय बघायची गरज नाही आहे. See, you are asked to find out velocity. Velocity only final position, initial position बघा बाळांनो, path काय बघायची गरज नाही. Distance विचारलंय का नाही. Here you need displacement, change in position, displacement you need. So just check final position, just check initial position. Number 1, you have to calculate average velocity from 2 second to 3 second. Time 2 second असताना आणि time 3 second असताना. In between time 2 to 3 second. Time 2 पासून 3 पर्यंत गेला. In that time interval, what was the average velocity? Bit number 1. Bit number 2. Everyone will solve this. From 2 second to 2.1 second. Okay, this is very interesting. 2 second to 2.1 second. But and third bit, from 2 second to 2.001 second. पहिल्यांदा हे कॅल्क्युलेट करा. 2 to 3 कॅल्क्युलेट करा. Find up first and tell me the answer. Initial time 2 second, final time 3 second. Initial position calculate करा x1, final position calculate करा x2. आणि आन्सर मला डायरेक्टली पहिल्या केसचं आन्सर सांगा. Answer for the first case, for the second case, for the third case. पहिल्या केसचा आन्सर सांगा. ऍव्हरेज वेलॉसिटी काय आहे? +15 -15 ते यायला पाहिजे. वेलॉसिटी इज अ वेक्टर. Velocity is a vector. No need to write plus. Everyone can understand. But if it is minus, write minus. Okay, Safa. Don't tell me x1, x2s. Don't tell me x1, x2. Everyone, I know you can find out x1 for initial time 2 second. Find out initial position x1. For final time 3 second, find final position x2. Final position minus initial position. I know that you can do. Tell me final answer. मला final answer सांगा बघा. Okay, so all of you are giving the answer as 15 meter per second. So let me write here 15 meter per second. Okay, no problem. Chalo, so let's see whether it is right or wrong. Initial time दिला है, case number 1. Initial time 2 second. Final time 3 second. Initial position x1. x1 कसं काढणार? Sir, put the initial time. x1 equal to 3 into initial time किती आहे 2. So 3 into 2 square plus 1. So 2 square is 4. 4 into 3 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13 meter. x2 बघा. x2 will be found by putting time equal to t2. t2 time किती आहे 3 second. So 3 in the bracket. टाइम टाका तिथं 3 second. Square Instead of time, put value as 3. So 3 into time square. Time is 3. So 3 into 3 square is 1 plus 1. 3 square is 9. 9 into 3 is 27 plus 8. 28. Okay. For the first case, average velocity x2 minus x1 upon t2 minus t1. Change in position upon change in time. Rate of change of position, average velocity, change in position upon change in time. Change in position means displacement. People call it as displacement upon time. Velocity is displacement upon time. Change in position upon time. x2 minus x1. x2 is 28, put a bracket, minus x1 is 13. 28 minus 13 upon t2 minus t1. Final time किती आहे बा? 3 सेकंड minus initial time किती आहे 2 सेकंड. 28 minus 13 15. 3 minus 2 1. So answer is 15 meter per second. So that was right. Okay, so everyone calculate this. Time t equal to 2 second and time t equal to 2.1 second. For this time interval, find out the time interval 0.1 second ची आहे बघा. इथं 1 सेकंड ची टाइम इंटरवल होती. 3 minus 2 1 सेकंड येते. 2.1 minus 2 टाइम इंटरवल किती येणार? फायनल टाइम मायनस इनिशियल टाइम 0.1 येणार. टाइम इंटरवल स्मॉल केली आपण. आन्सर किती येते बघा. एव्हरीवन डू इट. Second case answer. Okay, different answers you are giving for the second case. It means it needs calculation for x2. x1 कॅल्क्युलेट करता येईल ना तुम्हाला. इनिशियल पोझिशन तर तीच येणार की बा. 2 सेकंडची इनिशियल पोझिशन 13 मीटर. 2 सेकंडची इनिशियल पोझिशन x1 that is equal to 13 meter. That will remain same for 1 2 3 cases. सेकंड केस साठी बाळांनो फायनल पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट करूया. मी सांगतो तुम्हाला कसं फायनल पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट करायची. बघा इथे इनिशियल पोझिशन टाइम t1 इक्वल टू 2 सेकंड, t2 इक्वल टू 2.1. चला सेकंड केस बघा इथे कसं आहे. t1 इक्वल टू 2 सेकंड, t2 इक्वल टू 2.1 सेकंड. t1 ला x1 पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट केली आपण. 2 सेकंडची पोझिशन कॅल्क्युलेट केली. when the time was 2 second initial position, time 2 second असतानाची पोझिशन it is 13 meter. So no problem there. No problem there. That 13 meter will remain as it is. पण टाइम इंटरवल बघा कमी झाली आहे. टाइम इंटरवल कमी झाली आहे. इनिशियली the final time was 3 second. 3 minus 2 1 second यायची टाइम इंटरवल. आता टाइम इंटरवल कमी आहे. It is 0.1 second ची टाइम इंटरवल. It is the time interval of 0.1 second. 2.1 minus 2. So it is 0.1. Okay. So x2 calculate करूया. x2 calculate कसं करणार? What is given? X is equal to given as you can check in the notebook. It is 3t square plus 1. x किती दिलाय? 3t square plus 1 दिलाय. So x2 काय येणार? x2 is equal to 3 as it is. This t square. Second time is 2.1. I will tell you what is 2.1 square, or you can already know the square of 21. 21 चा square काय आहे? 41. So 2.1 square. डॉट नंतर एक डिजिट आहे. डॉट नंतर एक डिजिट आहे. स्क्वेअर केला की डॉट नंतर 2 डिजिट पाहिजे. क्यूब केला की डॉट नंतर 3 डिजिट्स पाहिजे. If there is a square after the dot, here in the number there is one digit after the dot. If you square it, there should be 2 digits after the dot. So 4.41. 4.41 NR. Okay, so 3 in the bracket 4.41 plus 1 is equal to this 3 into 1 3, 3 into 4 12, carry 1, 3 into 4 12, 12 plus 1 13. Dot after 2 digits, sorry, after dot 2 digits, after dot 2 digits plus 1. So final position will be 13.23 plus 1. 13.23 plus 1, that will be 14.23. Okay, final position में आली. Average velocity, that is change in position x2 minus x1 upon change in time t2 minus t1. Final position is 14.23 minus initial position is 13 divided by, check if I am right or wrong. Right or wrong? Right, okay. T2 minus T1, final time is 2.1 minus initial time 2, 14.23 minus 13, 14 minus 13, 1, 1.23, 14 minus 13, 1.23 as it is, 2.1 minus 2, 0.1, 0.1. अरे 0.1 means 10 raised to minus 1 ना. 0.1 means 10 raised to minus 1. Do you know 0.1 means 1 by 10 and 1 by 10 means 10 raised to minus 1? Write down this extra point. 0.01 means 1 by 100 and 1 by 100 means 10 raised to minus 2. 0.001 means 1 by 1000 and 1 by 1000 means 10 raised to minus 3. Write down this extra point. So that will be equal to 1.23 upon, this is 10 raised to minus 1. 0.1 means 10 raised to minus 1. That 10 raised to minus 1 will go in the numerator. So 1.23, 10 raised to minus 1 in the numerator, 10 raised to plus 1. Minus 1 varti gela ki plus 1. 10 raised to plus 1 means 10. So 10 no multiply kara, it is 12.3 meter per second. This is the average velocity for the interval of 0.1 second. Interval किती ची होती? 0.1 second ची होती. T2 minus T1 चा आन्सर किती आलं? 0.1 आलं. So we are reducing the interval. In the first case, time was 2 seconds and 3 seconds. So interval 1 second ची होती. Second case मध्ये time 2 and 2.1. So interval 0.1 second ची केली. Upload this reply in the chat box, clear and written. CW. Check करा बाळांनो. Good. समजा लागले ना? Good. Fine. Now let us take for third case. Third case क्या बाळांनो? Case number 3. Sir, I got third case answer. T1 has 12 meter per second. Okay. T1 equal to 2 second and T2 equal to 2.001 second. Okay. And the position function is 3t square plus 1. The position वाला function है x equal to 3t square plus 1. T1 ला x1 calculate केला है अपन. For t equal to 2 second, x1 is 13 meter. So x2 calculate करूया. x2, for x2 you have to put time as 2.001. So 3 as it is. Time टाका बाळांनो तिथं 2.001 bracket square plus 1. Now to do this calculation, let us write one point as 1 plus fraction. Everyone observe here, no one will reply in the chat box. 1 plus fraction raised to n will be equal to 1 plus n times fraction, but the condition is the fraction should be very less than 1, very less than 1 or closer to 0. That fraction should be closer to 0. Yes sir, here you can write this 2 as it is plus 0.001. 2.001 can be written as 2 plus 0.001 bracket square as it is plus 1 as it is. So sir, this is 1 plus fraction raised to n format. 1 plus fraction raised to n is equal to 1 plus n times fraction. 1. So sir, here we do not have 1. Here we have 2. Okay, what to do now? 1 plus fraction पाहिजे बा. मग काय करावं लागेल? इथं तर 1 पाहिजे. मग या ब्रॅकेट मधून बाळांनो 2 कॉमन घ्या. So 3 as it is. Put a square bracket. Now from this term take 2 common. यातनं 2 common घ्या. If I take 2 common, then put the bracket again. Square च्या आतच चालू आहे सगळं. So bracket square. हा square इथे as it is आहे. This square here as it is. This plus 1 as it is. And inside the square bracket, now I am taking 2 as common. 2 common घेतला, इथं राहिलं 1 plus 0.001 upon 2. बरोबर ना? 2 कॉमन घेतला मी. I just took the 2 common. यातनं 2 कॉमन घेतला 1 आलं. यातनं 2 कॉमन घेतला 0.001 upon 2 आलं. So 3. Now this is m into n bracket raised to n. M into n bracket raised to n. It is m square into n square, or a b raised to n. A raised to n, b raised to n. A b bracket raised to n is a raised to n and b raised to n. So 2 raised to 2 multiplied by 1 plus 0.001 upon 2 bracket square. Now don't do this intermediate division. हे आन्सर कॅल्क्युलेट करायची गरज नाही. अपॉन 2 करत बसायची गरज नाही. Then this plus 1 as it is. This 3 as it is. ब्रॅकेट प्रॉपरली यूज करा. 3 न या कंप्लीट ब्रॅकेटला मल्टिप्लाय आहे, मग प्लस 1 आहे. याचे इव्हॅल्युएशन चालू आहे बाळ. 1 प्लस फ्रॅक्शन फॉर्मॅट आणला आपण बाय टेकिंग 2 as कॉमन. 2 square is 4. 1 plus, this is fraction. We know this is fraction and which is very very less than 1. Very very small number it is. It is very very less than 1. It is very very closer to 0. So 1 plus fraction raised to n is 1 plus n times fraction. So 2 times the fraction. Fraction is 0.01 upon 2. Bracket complete. Plus 1. Sir, this 2 cancel. 3 into 4, 12. Slowly try to understand. 3 into 4, 12. In the bracket 1 plus this cancel. 2 cancel. 0.001. 2 cancel झाला. 0.001 plus 1 as it is. So 12 in the bracket 1.001 plus 1. 12 ने multiply करायला. 12 into 1, 12. So what will be multiplication of this? Multiplication division इथे तुम्हाला. I can assume that you know the multiplication division. 12 into 1, 12, carry 1, 12 into 0, 0 plus 12 into 0, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 12 into 0, 0, 12 into 1, 12, 1, 2, 3, after decimal there are 3 digits. So it will be 12.012. So it will be 12.012. Do everything properly. So answer will be, this multiplication is 12.012 plus 1. So that will be 13.012. 12 plus 1, 13. 12 plus 1, 13. 0.012 as it is 0.012. This is the final position. Reply in the chat box up to this clear and written. Initial position मिळाली बाळ, final position मिळाली. Initial time you know, final time you know. Slowly try to understand. Good. Same thing we are doing, but little bit with complex numbers. थोडेसे complex numbers आहेत. Okay. Now maths वाले complex नहीं, physics वाले complex. 2.001. Instead of 2, now you have 2.001. Yes, we can do it square, no problem, sir. 2 plus 0.001. 2 common घ्या. 1 plus fraction raised to n करा. like a 1 plus fraction raised to n, 1 plus n times fraction. I taught this I taught this to you in the first chapter, 1 plus fraction raised to n. All those points we are using now. So initial position we have, final position we have, initial time we have, final time we have. So let's find out average velocity in the third case. Change in position x2 minus x1 upon change in time t2 minus t1. Final position is 13.012 and initial position is 13. Final position 13.012 minus initial position is 13 divided by final time is 2.001. Final time is 2.001 minus initial time is 2. So 13 minus 13, this 13 minus 13 cancel, so it will be 0.0112 divided by 2.001 minus 2, 2.001 minus 2, that will be 0.001, that will be 0.001. Now 0.001 means what? 0.001 means 1 upon 1, 2, 3, 1000. 3 है ना, 1, 2, 3, ये 1000, and 1 by 1000 means 10 raised to minus 3. Or you can write this directly as 1 by 1000. याला तुम्ही directly 1 by 1000 लिहिलं तरी चालेल, or directly 10 raised to minus 3 लिहिलं तरी चालेल. 0.012 divided by 10 raised to minus 3. Minus 3 will go in the numerator, will become 10 raised to plus 3. 10 raised to plus 3, the dot right ला shift होणार. 1, 2, 3 plus 3 है ना, so dot right ला shift झाला. 1, 2, 3. So answer is 12 meter per second. That's the average velocity. Yes, reply in the chat box. Now the time interval is very small, 0.001. time interval बघा की t2 minus t1 बघा की time interval is very small time interval. This will be very small time interval. This is very small time interval, 0.001. Now, sir, as we keep on moving, or as we keep on making the time interval smaller and smaller, आधी टाइम इंटरवल कशी होती, 3 सेकंड मायनस 2 सेकंड 1 सेकंडची होती, मग 2.1 मायनस 2 केलं, मग 2.001 मायनस 2 केलं. सो आय went on making this time interval smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So sir, as we keep on making the time interval smaller and smaller, we approach the instantaneous speed. Write down, as we keep on making the time interval smaller and smaller, as we keep on making the time interval smaller and smaller, time interval बघा की इनिशियल टाइम तर आपण फिक्स ठेवलाय, इनिशियल टाइम तर आपला 2 सेकंड फिक्स आहे. इनिशियली 2 to 3 केलं, 2 to 2.1 केलं, 2 to 2.001 केलं. So we are approaching this very small time interval when the time is equal to 2. Time 2 असताना छोटीशी time interval dt चालू आहे बघा. So we are approaching, we are making this final time go closer and closer and closer and closer to initial time. So that is making the time interval smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So as we keep on making the time interval smaller and smaller, we approach, you write the spelling properly, we approach the instantaneous speed. instantaneous speed. बघा आता instantaneous स्पीडचा आन्सर आणि व्हेरी 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 स्मॉल टाइम इंटरवलचं आन्सर सेम येते का बघूया. कसं काढणार v instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity, whatever you can say, because magnitude of instantaneous velocity is instantaneous speed. So instantaneous velocity will be equal to rate of change of position, डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ना. आता डेल्टा एक्स अपॉन डेल्टा टी नाही, आता dx by dt, डेल्टा नाही dx by dt, very 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 small change in position upon very 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 small change in time. Instantaneous म्हटलं की डेरिव्हेटिव्ह करायचं. So d by dt of position x चा फॉर्म्युला काय दिलाय? Position x is given as what? Let me check. 3t square plus 1. So right here 3t square plus 1. 3t square plus 1. So derivative of this will be what? 3t square. 3 constant out of derivative. T square is derivative 2t plus derivative of 1 0. Answer will be 60. Answer किती आलं? 60 आलं. So instantaneous velocity is a formula काय आला? 60. Instantaneous velocity is a formula आला 60. So let us check. V instantaneous, that is V is equal to काय आला? 60 आला. Now instantaneous velocity at time t equal to 2. ती किती आली असती? 6 into 2 आली असती. 6 into 2 आली असती. Time 2 ला velocity किती? Velocity as a function of time you know. So put the value of time as 2. You will get 12. Okay, so as you keep on moving the interval smaller and smaller and smaller, you approach the instantaneous speed. Time 2 सेकंद असताना instantaneous speed किंवा instantaneous velocity आली असती 12 मीटर पर सेकंड. चेक करा, इथं पण 12 मीटर पर सेकंड दिसेल. Here also you have 12 मीटर per second, because you are making the interval smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. t2 minus t1 किती आहे? 0.001 आहे. Is that clear? Why people say that when you make interval very 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 small, you get the instantaneous time. त्या time equal to 2 असतानाचा जो स्पीड आहे तोच स्पीड तुम्हाला t equal to 2 पासून 2.001 मध्ये मिळाला होता. So the time interval you are making smaller and smaller and smaller, and you are getting the instantaneous speed at time equal to 2 seconds. Is this point clear to all of you? Instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity? Everyone replying in the chat box. Is this question, all the bits clear to all of you? Good, very good. Now along with that, tell me, are the things and the question taught in today's lecture clear to all of you? Kaya lagle ka balanno? Slowly slowly we are solving the interesting questions now. Good. So complete the note reading of that chapter. Which chapter? Scalar, vector and calculus. Okay, after that make a, while reading that, make a note, make a list of formulae. Okay, make a list of formulae as well. While reading that, make a list of formulae as well. Okay, and after that solve the examples from the module and then go for the extra questions. Okay, so chalo, bye bye everyone. Let me end this lecture at this point. Have a good day and nice day to all of you. Chalo, bye bye. Let me end the lecture at this point. You can leave the meeting. Yes, bye bye. Yes, Kritika, Safa. Chalo, bye. Yes, Vaishnavi, Sanika, good day. Complete the homework. Bye.